More music at Nigeria.com.
Ẹbí mi kọ́ pé mo lówó. No be my power, say I buy house yo. Ẹbí mi kọ́ pé mo lọ́lá o. Olúwa ló fún mi lọ́mọ o. Na Jehovah dey bless me o. Make you no hate me. I no get your time o.
My name is Isijola Emmanuel Babajide, born to a family of 7 from Ekiti State, born and brought up in Akure. I had my secondary school in Oyemekun Grammar School here in Akure. Then after some years, I went ahead to Adekunle Ajashin University, where I studied public administration in the Department of Political Science and Public Administration.
Now Baba God dey bless me o. Make you no hate me. I no get.
Thank you very much. Actually, I did not start my entrepreneurial journey as a barber. I started as a recharge card seller on the streets. I sell recharge card, I make phone calls. That's what I started with. For me, it's not really like a switch from academic to barbing, because I have learned barbing even before my admission into the university. Thank you very much. Talking about the zeal, I tend to grow interest in the profession, in barbing as a profession over time. Actually, the idea was not mine to go and learn barbing. It was the idea of my dad, and he saw the interest that I liked barbing, because when I was growing up, I was barbing and cutting hair for people through the use of the blade. To a reasonable extent, I'm well to do in my academics, and I feel I'm brilliant. Actually, I can do anything with my studies and stuff like that. But when I now started learning barbing, then at the long run, I started growing interest little by little, gradually. So since I don't want to waste my time there, I give it all it takes, and I was very dedicated to learning it. It was in my own mind that if everybody wants to be an employee, then who will be the employers? That was what I have at the back of my mind right from when I was in secondary school. So I was not after this getting job syndrome. I was not after that. So I was like, how can I help my own community? How can I be of help to my own people and stuff like that? How can I be of benefit to my own surroundings? So that is how I went into barbing, and over time I grew interest, and the love and the passion I have for the work tends to be my zeal and my drive over time. Thank you very much. Talking about challenges, I can tell you categorically that there is no work, there is no profession without its own challenges. Every job, every single job have their own challenges. There are ups and downs in business. I see God as my superhero, but my dad has always been my hero, because he's always there for me to support, to give me advice. This is how this is how this is done, this and that. So he would be there to always advise, to always back me up in any way he could. He is always there for me as backup and support. So talking about my own friend Oluwanimotele Kolade, Ayodele Julius, Duilekpemi, and some of them like that, the likes of them, most of my friends supported my cause, because when they knew, okay, this is what our friend is doing, then virtually all of them will come to patronize me, and we started it together. So talking about stigma, for me personally, I don't see any job as inferior to other. Everybody in the society is important. The president cannot tell a shoemaker that what is probably his function, because nobody will be there to dust his shoe or clean it for him when it's muddy and stuff like that. So I see it that this job is actually part of me. So there is no amount of what people will say or what they think of that will bring me down or weigh me down. Instead, I see those things as motivation to drive me more, to make me do more. That okay, if a doctor can be financially independent, then a barber, a tailor, a carpenter can as well be financially independent. Now, for me personally, over time, over the years, the major challenge I had is combining barbering as a profession with my studies. For me, there is no much stigma because it depends on how we present ourselves. That is how the community or the society or friends will treat us back. So for me, even sometimes when I introduce myself as a barber, people find it difficult to believe. It's a gradual process. Actually, Rome was not built in a day. It's not when you start that people will start respecting you for what you do, but it's a gradual process. You don't start big, you start small. Then from that, gradually, then you see that you start expanding. Thank you very much. To be frank with you, there is nothing that can be compared to freedom. That is more like being independent, because there is this time freedom apart from the financial aspect. Probably you have to spend blah blah, but there is this time freedom. You have your own time to decide, this is when I want to resume to work, this is when I don't want to go to work, this is when I want to take a break. You have that liberty, you have that freedom to make your own decisions. You know, there is this feeling that you have inside of you that you don't have to, when you don't have to depend on people for your own living, when you don't have to depend solely on your parents, when you don't have to look in the hands of probably one brother or one sister for financial help. So it goes a long way to build up some level of confidence in oneself that you can be able to tidy and do your own things yourself. The truth of the matter is that we don't have all the time in the world to spend in our own care. So definitely the little time we have to spend it wisely. Many times I will have to pay my own school fees myself before the deadline, so that when my own parents will now be ready to give me the money, then in many occasions I will just divert the money for another project. So that feeling alone, that you can be able at least to help the family in some way. Because for me, I don't depend, when I was in school, I don't depend on them. They know the only thing that concerns my own parents is my school fees. After that, there is nothing like pocket money, because I will work and get pocket money to finance myself, to cater for the weekly activities and stuff like that. Even house rent and the other expenses, I handle that on my own self. Speaking of a white collar job, for me, it has not really been my motive to pursue a white collar job. There is nothing bad in craving for white collar job, because like I do say, all of us, we are not the same thing. That is where individual differences comes in. I leave that particular aspect to the hand of the creator, because he's the master planner. So I don't have this final say on that particular aspect, because I do tell myself, if let your will be done. So if it is the will of God that I work in a particular firm, in a particular organization, so far they can afford to pay me real good, then fine, I can consider working for such company.
Make I live my life instead make you.
Right from my school days, I have started making plans. What do I do? What do I do? So back then I was investing in some platforms. I was putting money so that, okay, when I finish I can start from here, start from there. But all things being equal, actually some of the plans actually failed. Then I went back to my salon business. So as a barber I resumed there. But apart from barbing, apart from being a barber, to some extent a network marketer, I sell, I buy, simply put, I trade.
They carry my gifts around.
Thank you very much. My advice to the promising youth out there, let me just put it this way. The first thing you have to put in mind is that you have to believe in yourself. I started with sometimes 2 customers. Sometimes you have to sleep probably almost all day in the shop just to be expecting the next customer to walk in. But as time goes on, your own job, your work will advertise you. It will promote you, because when people see that what you are doing is good, when people see the quality of your service, then they will be the one to be advocating, they will be the one to be preaching out there that come this person, there is this person I know somewhere at this location, forget, once it is this and that, forget, it will handle your service, it will be there to give you the best treat. Let me tell you, the population of the country keeps increasing day by day, and this has posed a major challenge to the government. So it becomes probably, let's say, impossible for government to provide job or employment for every citizen of the country. So my advice is that we should be able to improvise sometimes. We should be able to at least do something on our own self. We should be able to create opportunities for ourselves. You don't have to wait till probably seeking opportunity here and there. You can as well start up something. Don't wait until everything is perfect. Many of us we seek for greener pastures. Let me tell you, as a matter of fact, every pastures have the tendency to be green, but it now depends on individual, how you wet, how you nurture those garden, those pastures. That is what differentiates the two, a greener one and probably a dried one. You can as well read all the financial book about financial freedom. You can as well read a lot of them and still be poor. If you don't have the right mind, if you don't have the ability to convert those theories into practical and bring them into existence, bring them into your own personal life. And the major problem of many of us is that we fear failure. Let me tell you, failure is part of the process so that you learn. Then at least that will serve as an experience for you while going. Believe in yourself. Sometimes people might not believe in you. Sometimes you might think, no, I can't. But the most important thing is that you should believe in yourself that you can do it. In simple terms, aiming for the light at the end of the tunnel, you have to be ready to pass through the darkness. That is the challenges, the ups and downs that comes during your journey. Don't do it because people are doing it. Don't do it because people out there are doing it and they are succeeding. No, what works for party A might not work for party B. So it is for you to find your own passion. So my brother and sister, believe in your dream. The beauty of your dream is in its reality. I wish you well in your quest. Keep dreaming, keep believing in yourself. Never give up on your dream, never give up on yourself. Even when friends and families, when people out there seems not to see anything good in you, just believe in yourself. Just know that yes, you can do it, and with time and with dedication and prayer, then success is very sure. And one more last thing, it is very important that in anything you do, you must learn to put God first, because without him we are nothing.
You dey carry my gist around, oh. Instead, it make you dey walk, yo. You dey carry my matter around, oh. Now Jehovah dey bless.